if you have been interested in inner child healing and you want to understand how to do it through a step-by-step process that will really help you gain self-awareness and healing tools and personal power, most importantly, because when you understand how to heal your wounds, how to identify them and work with them, then you ultimately liberate yourself from your past. So I'm going to give you some information, some good tools, tips, knowledge. This is my nerd zone. I really feel like I am an expert in inner child healing. I've worked with over 3,000 people one-on-one through inner healing work in person and online. So I have developed very powerful strategies and tools to identify and heal past wounds that live on a subconscious level and limiting beliefs. And all of the time, most of the time, like 97% of the time, they come back from childhood wounding. And, it can even go deeper than that, usually does, and that goes into generational trauma and, depending on your belief systems, past life trauma as well. So it's very interesting. I want to preface by, well, first of all, my name is Grace Moralia. I specialize in trauma healing and subconscious reprogramming. What I help you do is identify, heal, and release the core root of your wounding from your past so that you can live your highest, most authentic, aligned life with the person that you want to be that feels free and in love with themselves. So if that resonates with you, you can work with me through one-on-one coaching right now. And I have a page below. You can check out the details, text my business phone number if that's something that resonates with you. I can really teach you how to bust through these wounds and beliefs in a very practical and transformative way that you can repeat, but also I'll hold space for you to go into the subconscious and really get, feel it out, what's going on here, what needs to be released. And so yeah, check that out. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, so I'm charging my phone with the computer, so I have to keep leaning down and make sure that the computer screen stays lit because I can't reach a plug right now. But let's go. So number uno, we have to start with identifying. 50% of all healing work is awareness. If you can identify where in your life or where in your psyche that you are still holding on to things, then you're able to focus on those places and use that information to transform yourself. I'm gonna give you a practical example. So in parts work, internal family systems, therapy, you may be aware of it or not, but I use that in my private practice. And basically what we are doing is, every single person has various parts of themselves that make up their personality. So for example, you have a part of you that is, might get nervous under certain circumstances, and part of you that still feels abandoned from childhood in various ways, and so maybe has an anxious attachment style in relationships, or part of you that is avoidant because of different attachment styles you were experiencing in childhood. Maybe there's a part of you that is, super rebellious because you developed that in a certain time in your childhood or earlier life. And basically, all of these parts of you make up your personality. We all have them, and this is where it's powerful. If you do not prefer something in your life, then you can change it in yourself. If you don't prefer a way that you are, a heaviness that you feel, a way that you don't feel free, you can change it with the right tools and awareness. So, first we have to see where you are carrying this. Maybe you just have an overall heaviness in a certain area. Let's focus in on that heaviness. I want you to get to know your heaviness. Get to know about it. You could get a piece of paper. This is a great exercise that I would do. Get a piece of paper and ask yourself, what wounds and traumas and beliefs are holding me back right now? Let's just say, what wounds and traumas am I still carrying that I want to let go of? And let's say you write out feeling lack of self-confidence, or feeling shameful, or not being able to fully speak up for myself, not feeling seen. So let's say you write down those, however I just said 4 or 5, and then you actually write out all of the feelings that are attached to these wounds and all of the thoughts. So it's like a brain dump exercise. If you have ever heard of a brain dump exercise, basically you just let whatever comes to your mind and heart just out on the piece of paper. And why do we do this? Because we need to see and understand the psyche and what's going on in the subconscious, what's going on in your daily life. Truthfully, these things are conscious. They may not be like the most, you're not fully aware at all times, but you can feel when you feel a general heaviness or when you feel lack of confidence. That is something that blocks you in your life that you, if you have the right tools, can take accountability for. And that's what I will teach you in my one-on-one coaching programs. But basically what we are doing is, or sessions, basically it's about taking accountability and getting out of victimhood about the situation. So let's say you have awareness about the shame. Okay, just stick with me here. Let's say you have awareness about the shame and then you're able to see where it shows up in your life. It's important to notice your wounds as an observer of the wound. So if you observe the situations that shame shows up in from a lens of non-judgment, then you are in a place to be able to change it. If you are stuck, and I'm gonna say enmeshed with your wounds to the point that you're personally identifying with them, which is what we do until we gain that higher awareness. If you are personally identifying deeply with your shame, then there's no way out of the shame. We have to notice it and start to get to know it differently. So that's why I said writing it on a piece of paper, noticing where it shows up in your life. And most important thing is going into the wounds. Anytime you go into a wound that you are dealing with, you are giving it an open door to leave your life. So if you do not pay attention and bring awareness and directly look at and give the wound a way out through your awareness, you will be stuck with the wound until you do that. That's the power of subconscious healing. It's very important for you to sit in what is true for you, because what is true for you, let's say we're going to keep using the example shame. What is true for you about shame isn't actually truth. It is just the feeling that has been stuck in your body and nervous system. So understanding that shame is just a wound that is stuck in your nervous system. Fear of abandonment is just a wound stuck in your nervous system. So when you actually go to where the wound lives in your body, then you are able to release the wound. And I can teach you exactly how to do that, but you do need to know exactly how to do that. It is a beautiful process to liberate yourself in a deep way. All traumas live in the body. So if you feel depressed or anxious, it's important to understand the emotion behind that and also where it began. When you understand where these things have begun, which is childhood and inherited through, believe it or not, the womb, many traumas are given to us through the womb. And why is this important? Because whatever your mom was carrying you and your dad was carrying you, and in fact, 7 generations back, according to Native American tradition, we have 7 generations back of ancestral memory in our cells. So whatever they were dealing with, you get the leftover of what they never dealt with. And you have to live your life in that way. And so any way that you feel you're limiting yourself, any way that you feel you are, limiting yourself, any way that you are feeling wounded, any way that you are traumatized can all be changed, but a lot of it is not yours. So I just want to put that on the table as well. So if you can see it as, I am experiencing this thing, but I am not this thing. And the more that I get to know this thing, the more I am freed of it. So that's why I'm bringing it back. An important tool that you can use is writing things down, getting really clear about where it shows up, and asking yourself, how can I show up for myself in this situation in a way that is even 5 or 10% better than how I have usually been showing up? This is called pattern interruption. It is noticing a pattern and choosing to respond in a way that is more loving or aligned with the person that you want to be. Anything that you can identify and release in your consciousness and your subconscious from your childhood and your past gets you closer to love, gets you closer to your purest essence. This heaviness that you feel is not an expression of who you are. It is only a manifestation of the things that you have been through in the past. So you're carrying it with you like this bag of stuff. And so we need to be compassionate with the fact that you've been through all of this stuff and, you're doing the best that you can. And, hey, why beat yourself up when you could actually understand the part of you? So in parts work, what I teach in my sessions is this. We have a soul self, we have an aware self, and then we have our parts, which, for example, I'm talking about the shame. Shame is a part of you that experienced something in the past that still wants healing. So if you can actually create a relationship with that shame, you are able to begin funneling that energy out of your body and subconscious. That is the power of that. So notice what you want to change, and instead of saying, this is my destiny, question why it's there, get to know it at a deeper level, and give yourself the opportunity to release it. So we have, first, identification. Awareness is 50%. 2, we want to pattern interrupt. What is something that brings you closer to your true self? And the reason why it's important to go into the subconscious healing work actually in a deeper way is that you need to address the root of the problem. It's like if you are, you're not going to get, if the issue is in the root of the plant, you're not going to get rid of the issue by working with the leaves. You need to get into the root. That's our subconscious. You can become anything you want to be from going into the subconscious. And when you have space, when you have cleared your childhood, when you are confident and feeling free in who you really are, then you live the life you're meant to live. You're able to create the life you're meant to create because there's not those roadblocks. Whatever is meant to come to you can come to you from an open space when there's room. Like, if you want a new couch in your living room, you got to get rid of the old one to make space for the new. It's the same thing here. We need to get rid of the old programs. We need to get rid of the old stories. And then from that place, you are able to recreate your whole identity. And I have been able to help people overcome being sex trafficked, which is so intense, from the things that I teach in my one-on-one sessions. And I have healed myself and many people. You can see my testimonials on my website link with the one-on-one coaching. I have helped many people become who they wanted to be through subconscious healing. And I advocate for myself because I've been able to change 1,000 times over, especially the past 5 years I've been in practice. And it's the most beautiful work that I can think of besides art, which it is a form of art, but I think art is so beautiful. Music and writing and art is also my passion. But so I really wanted to create this video, and I want you to let me know in the comments how this has been helping you. But I wanted to do it to create awareness that you're not stuck in these patterns. It's just you need to know the way out. And if you know the way out, then you're good. You can repeat that. You can change anytime that you want to change. So don't let yourself stay stuck in victimhood over old stories that don't need to be yours anymore. It's like the shoes don't fit anymore. Why are you still putting the shoes on? Why are you trying to? It's the same thing with healing. You don't need to put those shoes on. You can put on something else. You can put on something that's more authentic. It's just that you need to take the old shoes fully off, right? You're meant to heal, you're meant to evolve, you're meant to become who you're meant to be in this world, but you need to take the responsibility to do the deeper introspection. And I think inner child healing has been by far for me the most powerful work that I've ever done in my life. And it's just I've been on the healing journey for 10 years. I've tried many different modalities, and inner child healing alongside of plant medicine experiences have been the most powerful things for me. And I will say that plant medicine is what taught me a lot about how to do subconscious healing because of the places I was able to access inside of myself through that journey. For people of you wondering, peyote and ayahuasca have been the most powerful for me, used in a Native American setting where they are fully honoring the roots of the medicine and where it truly is from, and the lineage and the practices and the songs. So not just like doing it randomly, but really just being in a ceremonial space has been the most impactful for healing subconscious as well. It's just that you're walking around with these blinders on every day and they create you, but really behind these it's your ego. Behind these blinders, if you took off the mask, you'd have your whole subconscious and your soul and all of this stuff going around. And if you really saw what was going on in there, you'd be like, oh, that's why I'm acting like that. Oh, that's why I even look like this or feel like this or my body shaped like this or why I keep getting this type of relationship and why I keep, manifesting money blocks. It's all behind the mask. So we need to access those deeper layers, take accountability, empower yourself around it, and find the right tools and strategies. If you resonate with my work, then you can text my business phone number, click the page below, and I am happy to help you find your way back to yourself in a wholesome, powerful, transformative way. All right, I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Bye.